a crowded marketplace, fitting in is a failure. In a busy marketplace, not standing out is the same as being invisible.
Huh. Yeah. Okay. I could see that. Absolutely. And it's kind of sucks because it's just like not standing out as a failure. Like that's the part, of course,
Right.
that really hits you because it is crowded, but services are still unique, and especially in the legal world. So I feel like whenever you're able to meet the clients where they are, then it's just easier to stand out.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's just tough. It that's also the nerve-wracking part. It made me not want to start a firm
Sure.
because it's like, what more can I add to this? Yeah.
So how do you stand out? Because you're in Atlanta,
Yep.
right? It's a very big city,
Yeah.
one of the biggest in the country.
Mhm.
So how are you able to attract clients, stand out, all that?
So it's cool because I market myself as the Georgia Peach Attorney, and that's because
Which I love, by the way. It's
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah.
So I'm from Southeast Georgia initially, or originally, and then I moved to Northwest Georgia. Spent a lot of my life there. Dalton, carpet capital of the world, in case.
Okay, I did not
I
know
know.
that.
I got Southeast Georgia, Okefenokee Swamp, carpet capital of the world in Dalton, Northwest Georgia, and then I landed here in the Metro Atlanta area when I became a lawyer. And so I have connections all over the state. So say that I'm able to hit markets where other people in the Metro Atlanta area are not. And I'm also willing to travel where they're not willing to travel to.
Yeah. So did you weren't from here, right?
Right.
Okay. So it's kind of a bold thing to start in a city where you didn't grow up, right?
Yes.
I mean, how hard was that?
Terrifying, nerve-wracking, but I got most of my legal work and like history here. So I did start by interning a little bit in Waycross, and then when I moved to Dalton, I got my first legal assistant job. But then coming to Atlanta for law school really helped build my legal knowledge as well as my connections, and so it made me feel a little bit more confident with the mentors that I had
Yeah.
to go ahead and start it. But even they suggested, hey, since you do have these connections other places, you want to try to lean into those places instead of just the Metro Atlanta area. And thankfully, my network, they just continue to cheer me on from far away.
Yeah.
So
It's nice having that cheering section. That's
yeah,
really good.
absolutely.
Yeah. So you're from a small town. How many people were in it?
Well, now listen, I don't know. I'll just say my graduating class was like maybe 30 something, maybe.
Wow,
Um,
you have me
but
beat.
but
Wow.
but I went to a magnet school, so it was also like a small town and then a smaller school in a small town.
Yeah.
So that's why I would say like mine was extremely small. Like the other people, they probably had like hundreds of students.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And you said you went to you were a legal assistant before you went to law school?
Yes.
So why that's something honestly, for some reason, I never thought that was a thing to do. So how did you know to do that? Do you think that helps you where you are now when it comes to running your firm?
Absolutely. So I actually got started in the legal world doing mock trial when I was in high school. And so that really helped out a lot. And so after doing mock trial, I knew I wanted to be a lawyer. But I, being the type A personality that I am, I wanted more experience as much as I could bring forth because what if I didn't want to do that? What if I
Sure.
actually couldn't handle it? What if I didn't like it? So so in college, I used to let people know what my goals were and things like that. And then there happened to be an opening for a legal assistant at one of my teacher's husband's firms.
Yeah. Do you remember your first day?
Oh gosh, no. I know I was nervous. I remember like thanking them for accepting like giving me the job offer, but I don't remember my first day. So that is funny. But
Is-
I never mind, I do
Okay,
because they
let's hear it.
surprised me with like a little care package and everything. So I had like my little coffee mug, my notebook, and everything like that, my own desk. It was a big deal for a college student, to be able to be in that space.
Yeah. Are there any moments that you ever reflect back on from that experience where you're like, oh, that was so awesome?
Yeah. So many. Speaking of mock trial, I'm actually the vice chair of the high school mock trial committee now.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, like anytime I did something that was meaningful and impactful, I want to give back in that way. And in working in Dalton for my first legal assistant job was when I had to drive to the courthouse to get things file stamped. We didn't have electronic filing at the time. So
Yeah.
I really got to know from the ground floor what it was like to work in the legal field. And then once I moved to Atlanta, I became an intern at a law firm while I was in law school and then became their legal assistant and then later on their lawyer. So like it definitely gave me the footing to be able to handle any job in the legal field and especially as a lawyer.